What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the JTW Sports Show. It's Wednesday. You know what that means. We got our NFL power rankings for week 14, just like we do every week before we get started. TJ, Will, how are you guys feeling?
I'm great. I'm ready for these power rankings. I'm interested to see who TJ has at 5.
Yeah, same here. TJ's always got a crazy number 5 pick. As of recently.
Listen. How was as of recently? Last week
putting the Colts in, bro.
I put the Bills in. You
2 weeks ago, you put the Colts in.
Yeah,
no, it wasn't 2 weeks ago.
The Bills just got dominated by the Patriots. Dominated. They lost a game that a team threw the ball 3 times.
I love how last week Will was like, you know what? I agree with the pick. You know, it's not a terrible pick, but now all of a sudden it's an awful pick because they. Never mind. Well, let's just get into it. Will.
TJ, it's okay, buddy. You're wrong. It's okay.
Yeah, it's all right.
It's okay.
I forget. I'm always wrong and Will's right. That's just how the show goes.
I'm glad he understands, Will. I'm glad he finally understands. All right, go ahead and get started, TJ.
I'm going 1 to 5.
All right.
I'm not going 5 to 1 because that's what Will wants. So my 1 through 4 is still the same as last week. I've said before I will not move a team that had a bye week from their previous position in the top 5 because you can't really. You can't be like, well, 2 weeks ago they played like this, but this team played like this week. You can't compare a team. It's a week by week basis. We've come to learn that. So at 1, I'm still going to have the Packers, who this week are playing the Chicago Bears, where last time Aaron Rodgers had a rushing touchdown and said, "I own this city." I expect the same result this week.
He's a badass.
He is. At number 2, I'm going to have the Cardinals. Return of Kyler and D-Hop. They look explosive. But at the same time, the defense did let up 22 points to a Chicago Bears team where Andy Dalton still threw 4 interceptions. Threw 4 picks, and they still put up 22 points. It's kind of one of those, all right, if there was a better quarterback back there, if those interceptions are touchdowns, that score is completely different.
Yeah.
So at 3, I'm going to keep the Bucks. Brady had another dominant performance against the Falcons because, they're the Falcons. It's easy. At number 4, I am going to have the Patriots. They managed to beat a good Bills team by only throwing 3 passes the whole game. But
they got the best rush defense in the league, them Bills, huh?
I never said that, but their players were mighty heated about when they were asked about it after the game. So that leads me into my 5th pick. I've been fighting off putting him at 5, but I guess I'm gonna have to because I don't really see anybody else in the league that can play as of this moment, just because it keeps going back and forth. But before I put them in, I am gonna say this: their defense played good. Patrick Mahomes played okay. He did not play regular Patrick Mahomes style. Their defense won them that game. As I watched the whole game, we had 3 turnovers. One of them was right inside the 10. The other one was a pick 6. They should have scored. On one of them, on the one on the inside the 10, Denver held them to 3 points. Like, we held them to more field goals than we did touchdowns. The touchdowns came from us throwing interception after interception.
I just want to hear you say the name, dude.
No, I'm not saying the name. I'm not saying the name.
Come on.
I'm gonna have to put the Chiefs at 5, but hopefully hopefully that changes this week. But I don't believe that they're the same Chiefs team. I don't think they can go far in the playoffs. I'm putting them at 5 because there's nobody really else at the moment. I have a 6 and 7 team that's good, but it's kind of like they're not there just yet. Or according to Will, no, shut up and let me talk, man. Or according to Will,
6 and 7. I want to know. I want to know who your 6 and 7 is.
Well, my 6 is my 6 right now is probably the Colts. 7's Bills. But according to Will, you can't have a 500 team in your top 5, even though literally 75% of the team is 75% of the league's 500 or below.
Dude, I'm just glad you're finally putting some half respect on the Chiefs' name.
I'm giving their defense respect. Their defense deserves everything, and their special team.
Maybe this past week, but holy hell, they've been one of the worst defenses in the league.
I know this past week,
dude, doesn't matter.
Their defense and their special teams did fine, But Patrick Mahomes did not play great. So
I'm glad you finally got them.
I'm going to leave it at that. I hope they lose this week so I can take them out and not feel the way I feel right now, which is disgusted with myself. So I want to take this hat off. But it's okay. It's all good.
Chiefs 5. That's all we want to hear. All right, Will.
All right. So for me this week, I'm gonna have the same 5 teams in my top 5, but I do have one simple change, and y'all might not agree with it, but let me explain why, and then I'll let you know, and then you let me know if you can understand why. So I have the Cardinals at 1, of course, Packers at 2, the Chiefs at 5, but I'm switching the Patriots and the Buccaneers. So I'm putting the Patriots at 3 and Tampa Bay at 4, simply because what we saw Monday night, the Patriots can beat you however they want. And I think that goes to show that, because in my opinion, if Tom Brady has an off game, Tampa Bay is going to lose that game. Tampa Bay cannot, in my opinion, I don't think Tampa Bay can beat you simply running the ball. And the Patriots proved that they can simply beat you by just running the ball. They ran the ball 46 times for 222 yards against the Bills, who we all know have a top rush defense in the league. Am I right about that?
You
not
yes.
the top, but
okay.
you're
Honestly,
right about that.
I see what you're saying. I mean,
but my whole thing is, you just said they had what, 44 rush attempts.
Yeah.
If you don't rush for a lot of yards with that amount of attempts, including a couple breakaway runs, like, I mean, come on, like.
Yeah, but it also goes to show that they didn't need the air game to win the game.
The Bills ran the ball 25 times for 99 yards.
Yeah, so if you pretty much double that, it's close to what they have. I mean, I don't want to argue too much with it, but like that kind of like I disagree. I disagree with that. I think the Buccaneers, if they had to, they could rely on Leonard Fournette, Ronald Jones, and like they could do it. Well, you don't know, because they haven't had the opportunity. They haven't had a 45 miles per hour win game where you have to run the ball and you can only throw the ball 3 times. But I guess, I mean, Will, if you want to talk more about your top 5, I mean, I can kind of leave right in mine.
That's just, like I said, I have the same teams. That's just the one change I'm making. Y'all might not agree with it, but from what I saw Monday and what I saw the Falcons against Atlanta, like, yes, they look – Tampa Bay against Atlanta, like, I don't know. I feel like as of right now, the Patriots are a better team than the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And they're both really good. I just feel like they're better.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and disagree with that. I have the same top 5 teams as Will's, I'm gonna keep my list the exact same that I had last week.
All 3 of us all have the same top 5.
Sorry, I thought you were gonna put some team like the Lions in there, but because you've been crazy with yours. But yeah, I actually
most consistent team in the NFL.
I actually still have the Packers at my number 1. I still think they're the best team in all of football. And to be honest, I think the second best team in all of football is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But I'm going to keep them at 3. I'm going to keep the Cardinals at 2, because the Cardinals have been the most, I guess, efficient's the right word. They've been winning the most games. Well, I guess not the most, because they're they have the same amount of wins. But actually, yeah, they have the most wins, but they also have the least amount of losses, and they just their efficiency rating is what?
They have the most wins and the least amount of losses. That's kind of how it works.
I'm just thinking about Pirates.
That is how it works.
No, I'm saying they at one point they were tied for wins and had the least amount of losses. That's
okay.
Why I
was
saying that. But the efficiency wise, technically, record wise, they're the best team in the league. But I still would put them at 2 for the power rankings. With Buccaneers at 3, and I'm gonna keep Patriots at 4. I like them as I find it really hard to believe that a Mac Jones led Patriots team can even compete against a Tom Brady led Buccaneers team. I truly think
I think you're wrong.
They fight each other. I truly think if each of those teams make it to the Super Bowl, I think the Buccaneers blow them out.
They didn't when they already played once this season.
I get that. No,
I highly disagree on that.
That's when Mac Jones was still trying to find his way into the league.
So then for my 5th pick, I have the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs offense is still fantastic. I think, yeah, they had some down. Look, Tyreek Hill did not play well. Travis Kelce did not play well. Pat Mahomes was okay. He was average at best. Their defense finally showed up, just like Todd talked about. But I still think they're the most dynamic and just fun offenses to watch. I think they're one of the best offenses, and that's why they're gonna stay up there. And you keep saying how I have to put them in because no other teams. But I mean, yeah, that makes them a top 5 team because these other teams are not as good as them, and that's that's the point I try to make with that. It's kind of like I don't see them as like a Ravens, to where the Ravens are. I mean, they have a good record.
The Ravens are trash,
but they're not good.
Yeah.
So that's my.
I mean, we've said it before though. The Ravens won games because other teams were making mistakes. It's not necessarily that they were playing good. They were winning because other teams made mistakes.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, it's on their record. They're winning. They're not losing. So, but yeah, that's our power rankings for this week. Something's bound to change, eventually.
We only got 3-4 weeks left, and then
4 weeks left.
And then Power Ranking Wednesday turns into Playoff Picture Wednesday. I mean,
yeah, seriously. So, yeah, well, this is fun. We got a little argument going, not argument, but a little conversation going on this one. So, hey, we'll see you guys. We'll see you guys next time.
See you guys.
Yeah.